Hi, this is Julie for Beadaholique, and today I want to show you how to make a hook and eye clasp using just some craft wire and a pair of round nose pliers. Here's the clasp we're actually going to be making. You can see that it fits nicely together. And then here's that same clasp over here where I've added some beads and some wire wrapping so you can really make it very decorative, but I think this nicely illustrates how you can do a custom clasp and have it really match the piece of jewelry you're doing. So it's a really useful technique to know how to do, and it's really quite simple. For this project, we're going to need a cylindric object such as a pen, and that's going to help us to make the eye part of our hook and eye clasp. You're going to need 2 lengths of wire, and this is 16 gauge craft wire, and I've chosen copper, but it also comes in gold and bronze tones. And I've cut mine to 2.5 inches each. If you want to make a little bit of a larger clasp, go ahead and just cut a little bit more wire. You're going to need a pair of round nose pliers. You're going to need a flush cutter and a flat nose pair of pliers as well. This is a chain nose flat nose, but it works well. Now, if you wanted to get fancy and you started making a lot of these, I would actually recommend purchasing some bail making pliers. They're actually a little bit easier for this than the round nose because they stay uniform in their width the entire length, whereas with, of course, the round nose, they taper down to a point. But for this project, I really wanted to use the round nose because I know it's a tool that just about everybody has in their beading arsenal. So to begin with, make sure you cut your wire, and it's probably going to come out a little bit bent. Don't worry too much about that. Just go ahead and use your fingers to try to straighten it out a little bit. Doesn't have to be perfect. So let's start by making the eye part of the hook and eye clasp. And to do that, we're going to pick a place on our round nose pliers, which is about 1/3 of the way down. Depending upon the size of your round nose pliers, that will make a difference, but I'm just going to grab my wire between my plier prongs, and I am going to twist back. I'm going to release, grab it again, and twist until it meets the body of the wire. So now I'm just going to go to the other side, and I'm going to make sure that I twist it in the same direction. So again, I'm going to try to find the same spot that I used before because I want my loops to be the same size. Grabbing the wire and twist, release, and twist again. So this is the object that you have right now. So now I'm going to take my cylindric object, and with the loops facing me, I'm going to start in what I find to be the middle. It doesn't have to be exact because you're going to be able to line this up as you go. I'm going to push my wire around my pen. I'm just going to slip it off, and now I have the eye part to my hook and eye clasp, and I can just set that aside right now. Now to make the hook part, we're going to take our 2.5 inch piece of wire. I'm going to eyeball what I think is the middle of it, and I'm going to bend my wire in half. And I'm just pinching it. There we go. Now, that wasn't quite perfect, but it's no big deal. I'm just going to take my flush cutters and snip off the little bit of a difference. So now that is perfectly in the middle. Now, taking my round nose pliers, I'm going to again make a simple little loop, and I'm going to go in the opposite direction of my main loop. So instead of curving inward, I'm going to curve outward until the end of the wire meets the body of the wire. Flip it over, try again to line it up in the same spot. All right, so this is what we have now. I'm going to again pinch it together a little bit, and you can see that those line up nicely because I tried to make them the same size. Now I'm going to take my round nose pliers, put it just about 1/8 of an inch down from the very tip, and I'm going to bend it. And I actually like going from both directions because the round nose pliers do taper. I find it gets a little bit more of an even bend if I kind of work it from various directions. If you have the bail making pliers, you won't have to worry about that, but with the round nose, it's good just to be cautious. And now I'm going to come in with my flat nose, and I'm just going to even it out a little bit. Just try to straighten out any kinks so it's flat. And I like pinching it together. And there you have a very simple hook and eye clasp made with craft wire and round nose pliers.